Okay, I think we'll get started. Good morning again. Thank you for joining us. This is going to be our last webinar of the year. We're going to take a pause for the rest of the year, but we'll start back up in January. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules. My name is Rosalind Sagara, and I am going to be serving as today's moderator. I'm the Neighborhood Outreach Manager with the Los Angeles Conservancy. We're a local nonprofit organization that works to recognize, preserve, and revitalize historic places throughout LA County. And we're proud to have developed for the city of Los Angeles the Legacy Business Toolkit. This is a free digital resource that provides valuable information, resources, and expert referrals on many business topics that we feel are essential to safeguard, strengthen, and grow your longtime legacy businesses. Today's program is part of the City of Los Angeles's Legacy Business Toolkit webinar series that is helping to introduce audiences to the resources and experts found in the Legacy Business Toolkit. So we will be delving into the topic of digital marketing. And before I introduce our guest speakers, I'd like to invite Nissa Buck from the city to share a bit more about the city's program. But before that, we're going to just do some quick housekeeping. So we're going to ask you to please stay on mute during the speaker presentations, during the entire presentation, and we'll invite you to submit your questions anytime throughout the program in the chat or the Q&A, which you can find at the bottom of your screen. This webinar is being recorded and will be uploaded to the city's Legacy Business website following the program. If you register, you'll also be receiving an email follow-up with a link to the recording and also contact information of the speakers. And if you have any questions following the program, feel free to email the city at legacybusiness@lacity.org. With that, I'll invite Nissa to share a bit more.
Hello, yes, thank you. So my name is Nissa Buck, and I am the manager of the Legacy Business Program. And basically, everyone, the cool saying is the small businesses are the backbone of LA. And in order to make sure that you guys can stay around, we have established this Legacy Business Program launched last year to help businesses that have been around for and make sure our communities stay the way that they are. So the definition of a legacy business is a business that's been around for at least 20 years or more within their same community. They have to also meet 3 of the following 4 criteria. They have to contribute significantly to its community's history and identity, sustain and cultivate distinctive cultural traditions or practices. The business is not franchised or affiliated with national corporate chains, and provides vital goods and services in a language and manner that's culturally accessible to its community. So if you're not already in the program and you feel like you meet these standards, definitely apply. Currently, we have 710 businesses enrolled into this program, and I'm definitely looking for more to help. And some of the benefits of this program is we have our exclusive grant program that is only for businesses that are enrolled in the program. We just closed round 2, but round 3 will be opening next year, so there's still a chance to get some of that money. And as Rosalind mentioned, part of the program is these toolkits. They're all available online, and this webinar is part of that series as well. And that's our website. So please visit when you have a chance, and you can view the current legacy businesses as well as apply there too.
Thanks, Nissa. So before I introduce our speakers, I wanted to launch a poll question to the audience. We are going to ask, what decade did you establish your business? So if you can please let us know, there should be a pop-up window. We'll wait just a bit longer. If you haven't responded, let us know what decade you established your business. Okay, I think we can close the poll. So one person at the last minute came in in the 1960s to 1979. Most businesses started in 1980 to 1999. And we have one person who started at least in 1999. So that's wonderful. Congratulations for being in operation for so long. So now I'm going to introduce our speakers. Today we have joining us Carlos Cordoba and Lauren Armstrong. Carlos has over 20 years of experience working in and leading boutique communication firms in Los Angeles. He is skilled at creating campaigns grounded in a brand's unique personality and delivering messages that are relevant and compelling to target audiences. He brings extensive experience managing clients with multiple points of contact and maintaining clear communication across diverse stakeholders. His public sector work includes the City of Los Angeles, the California Department of Insurance, the California Department of Health Services, and Southern California Edison. In the private sector, he has collaborated with national and local brands such as Wells Fargo, Nestle, Albertsons, Allstate, and American Honda. We're also joined by Lauren Armstrong of Sherpa, and she is a creative producer and social media coach. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Let's jump right into it, Rosalind. Thank you for driving the slides. Good morning, everybody. As Rosalind mentioned, my name is Carlos Cordoba. I work with Sherpa Marketing Solutions. We're a marketing agency based here in LA, up in the San Fernando Valley, and we're one of the operators for the LA Optimize program. And I'm really excited to share some of the information here. We do have legacy businesses that are part of the program, and it's great to support the legacy business community, and we're always looking for more businesses to support. I'll give you a little bit of background first about the LA Optimized program. I like to think that we are a sibling to the LA Legacy program. We all operate under the Economic and Workforce Development Department here for the city of LA. So similar to the Legacy program, we're providing services to the city of LA business community. Our mandate is to provide businesses with no-cost marketing resources and support to the qualifying local business community that want to increase their visibility, their presence, and ideally grow their sales and revenues. We're finding that a lot of businesses, especially the small business community, has not really fully recovered from COVID, believe it or not. Foot traffic is down, shopping behaviors have changed, and the small business owner, we're the first ones to recognize these issues. A lot of businesses were impacted during the summer and the late summer with the immigration issues that were going out there. So fewer people were out shopping, fewer people were having gatherings at home. And it really impacted a lot of the businesses that we work. Not only when it's a brick and mortar business, we worked with a piñata manufacturer based in the San Fernando Valley. Fewer people getting together meant fewer parties, which meant lower demand for their products, which are really nice looking custom piñatas. So all of the things that are going on just change and impact all kinds of businesses. We've seen businesses really impacted by all the metro construction that's going on in northern San Fernando Valley. So we work with those businesses, get the word out, get their visibility out, and basically to attract new customers. If any of you are legacy businesses, you know that you have to follow and attract new customers. And so when perhaps previously maybe you did not have to have a whole lot of advertising activity or a lot of online or digital presence, now that you're finding you got to bring in new customers or demographics are changing, it's the right time to reach out to the LA Optimized program and be an applicant and apply to participate. You'll see the slide there, the URL, lacityoptimized.org. You can go there and learn more about the program. You will find there an application form, and we're always, that application form is up and running. So if anybody is interested in participating in the program or learning more about it, we encourage you to sign up and be part of the program. Let's go to the next slide, please. As I mentioned before, what we really like about this program is the true benefit for the small business owner is that they'll receive no-cost marketing resources. Now, what does that mean? We work with a lot of small businesses that, they're busy like everybody out there. They're busy bringing in new customers, providing top-notch service, trying to keep their business open. So we give the business owner a little bit of shelter, if you will, to think about their business, to think about who their customers are. We all want to sell to everybody, but there may be some folks that are more likely to buy our products than others. And so we have those conversations with the business owner. Think about their goals, what they want to generate, what are their objectives for their business. And the cool thing is that we are working on a one-on-one basis. So it's fully customized. We joke that we say that we will meet the business owner where they're at. Some folks are very technologically savvy. They have a great website. They're doing their socials. We work with them at that level. Maybe we assist them with some search engine optimization, for example. There may be other folks that they really don't want to spend any more time than they have to on a computer or their mobile phone. And so for them, we literally do the work for them. We will generate the website. We will create a social media account for them, and Lauren will talk about that. And we will generate social media posts and run them on their account. The operative word here is that we learn as much as we can about your business, and we brainstorm how we can fully have a presence for the business digitally, which is really the bulk of the business. But we also provide support. So, for example, there's a new juice and coffee shop opening up in Pacoima, and they needed some street signage, like those banners that you put up next to the curb. And so we help them with that. So the bulk of the work we will do is digital. But because some of our clients are brick and mortars, we will assist them with visibility. And if they need signage to be designed, we will be more than happy to do that. I did see on the chat a question regarding qualifications for participation, and the program is for-profit businesses. So unfortunately, this particular program from the city is not geared for the nonprofit community. So I'm sure there are other grants and resources, but in this particular case, this program is focused on local small businesses that are based in the city of LA. Go on to the next slide, please. Just to give you guys a little bit of an idea of the scope of the program, in about a year and change, maybe a year and a half, we have worked with over 175, believe it or not, local small businesses all across LA, Koreatown, East Side, the Valley, Mid-Wilshire. We've worked with digital-only businesses, brick and mortars. For example, the gentleman here on the left owns an online store. They manufacture piggy banks for kids that teach them about savings. And right now, we're for them, they already had their business, they had their e-commerce platform. We provided a lot of support in generating search engine optimized content. Lauren has worked with them on social media, and now we launched them on TikTok. So they're selling their, especially they wanted to do it for Black Friday. They're selling these, which is a perfect timing for the holidays, teach children how to save. They wanted to expand their presence, so we put together with them TikTok e-commerce presence. The next gentleman owns a laundromat near MacArthur Park. So with them, they've hosted community events. We had photographers attend the community events, and same thing, they had a website. So we worked with them to make sure that it was search engine optimized to the Westlake community where they're based, and make sure that there was visibility and presence and attraction for them. The next contact is Renovate Fitness. It's a fitness instructor. She has young kids, older kids, adults, seniors for her programs. And that's something that she wanted to attract more customers to her business. And Delena, the last individual there, she has an online business. She is a writer, a business writer. And so she wanted to get more visibility for her business. So basically, just to convey to you that no matter what kind of business you may have, or whether you're brick and mortar, or whether you are online, or a combination of the both, we can certainly provide assistance across the board. The way that the process works is once a business has applied through that LA Optimized website, we do an initial assessment, and you can see there on the right the team members that we have working on the program. We conduct an assessment. We basically learn about the business. In this day and age, we find that consumers really like to find out what is the history behind a small business. What was the idea? What was the need? What is the passion that the small business owner has? That's how we all want to operate, right? When we're trying to support our local businesses, people want to know what the story is. How did they get here? So we have this initial assessment where we learn from the business owner what made them start their business, how long they've been in business. And then we basically review their current assets. And the key word there is review their current creative assets if they have them. For a lot of folks, they come to us and they're like, look, I've been a legacy business for 20 years. I really don't have a website. I need a website. Or they'll tell us, we created a website 10 years ago and we haven't touched it since then. So then we'll go in, provided updates. What stops a lot of folks also is not having photo assets, photos of the food they serve, or photography of their business location, or even of themselves as the business owner. So we will coordinate, we will send a photographer who shoots images, who shoots video, we edit the video, we'll put it on the website of the business, and it's always made available to the business to put on social media. As I mentioned before, if they do not have a social media account, Lauren works with them to create that. And we utilize that library of assets of those photos that we took, the video that we took, and they'll create the posts and collaborate on that. And Lauren will get a little bit more into that. The last point here, the SEO and search ranking assistance. It's such a primordial element that a lot of us forget, but especially for our brick and mortar community, having their Google My Business page and showing up on search directories like Bing, Yellow Pages. Literally, there's an online Yellow Pages. These are all platforms that help the business gain visibility, gain more presence. So we will again, we will utilize that photography, those assets that we took for each business, and we recycle them and use them not only in the social media, but we will also use it in their Google My Business profile. As you know, when you go on a search and you're on your mobile phone and you pull up Google My Business for a particular business, you want to see pictures, you want to see engagement, you want to see Q&A. So we work with the small business owners to make sure that that is something that that they're focused on. We can go to the next slide, please. This is where it gets to be a lot more fun. This is where we have a lot of the work that we do. I think we have somebody in the program that participated out of Koreatown. Elon Shoes is a shoe retailer, not so much for casual, but a lot of it for work type shoes for folks that spend time on their feet, restaurant workers, healthcare workers, for example. They had an older website. They really didn't have a presence that was unified. So what you see here on the left is what we would call a brand guide. We created a logo for them. We selected the colors that matched what the brand wanted to be. You see here these shoe boxes. So we apply that color scheme. We applied the logo that was created to their marketing materials. And then you see on the right, that is a screenshot of that business's website that we generated for them and you can see it there on a screenshot off a mobile device. So basically, we provide all of the assistance, and I see it here on the chat, meaning all the help with advertising and websites. Yes, absolutely. We focus on giving these businesses either their first digital presence or enhance the digital presence that they may already have. And for anybody who wants to check out that website, elonshoes.com is the website for that business. And they're very typical legacy type businesses. It's a brick and mortar. I believe they're either on Pico or Olympic down in Koreatown. And they've always had their traffic. They've always had customers come by. Well, now they want to make sure that they expand their visibility, expand their presence. We've all gotten used to shopping online, but there's something to be said also for being able to go to a shoe store, in this case, a lot of work shoes, comfort shoes for hospitality and healthcare workers to try them on and just have that one-on-one customer support. So that's the goal that we have, to create a website, create the branding materials that reflect your business and give you the tools to then continue on having that presence and growing your revenues. Just to reinforce a little bit on new website development, you can see just the range of businesses we work with. Mimi Market is a local small market up in Sylmar. They were working with one of the business source centers in the Valley. If you have not had any contact with business source centers, I encourage all of you. There's 10 of them across the city. They were working with the business source center in the San Fernando Valley. The business owner basically identified they've been there for a very long time, but did not have a website, didn't have any social media. And so we received a referral. The LA Optimized program received a referral. They filled out the form. And basically, we generated this website. This is actually a bilingual website. It exists in English and in Spanish. And it mentions basically all of the products, the produce. It's a little bit of a food desert up there where they are in Sylmar, so they do sell fresh produce. So it's a great sample of a local, literally the corner grocery store that we want to make sure that they're doing fine. Lisa, I think somebody's mentioning that they're not seeing the screen. Okay, now they can see it. The other business, Intellectric, is a completely different type of business. They specialize in installing EV chargers, and they've been around for a very long time, but they really wanted to expand their presence in residential and commercial EV charger installation. So for them, we created a landing page that spoke specifically about the full service that they provide. So in conversation with the client, They obtain the permits for the install, obviously do the installation. For a lot of individuals, the last thing they want to do is figure out, do we need to get a permit? Is it the city? Is it the county? Where do I go? And Intellectric handles all of those details. So for this client, we generated a landing page that spoke specifically to their plugin offering. They do a lot of other electrical work, but for this case, they wanted to promote. They thought that here was a very much of a sweet spot for them. And we're also running some Google ads and a Google campaign within specific areas of the city, where they can get some leads. Basically, you see there the call to action, schedule my free home charging consultation. They'll go to the home, they'll go to the business and provide a quote for the installation. So this is a business that, even though they provided a wide range of electrical services, there was one sweet spot that they wanted to focus in on, in this case, EV chargers. And so the campaign was focused on generating awareness and generating leads for the business for that specific application. So basically reinforcing that a lot of the work that we do is 100% one-on-one and customized to the specific business. We don't take a cookie cutter approach, if you will. I mentioned earlier that we do all the advertising website work. For a lot of the businesses, they either that did not have a presence, or they've been around for a long time, didn't have a logo, for example. So here it's just a sample of the, over 100 logos that we have either done or fine-tuned. You can see that we have Ollie Clean is a business owner who does smog tests for trucks. Stronger at Any Age is a fitness. It's in the name. Stronger at Any Age. They work with everything from children to seniors. You met Elon Shoes in Koreatown. Thrifts is an individual that runs an online business, recycling and customizing clothing and apparel. So the logos are as individual as each business and business owner that we work. So it's and they love to see, when we're working with a lot of these businesses that maybe had a logo that was generated years ago by somebody in the back of a napkin, and they couldn't use it to print new business cards, or they couldn't use it on their website because it was such a low quality piece of artwork. We'll clean up what they have, or like you see here, we will generate new logos, again, as different and customized to each business. Rosalind, let's go to the next slide, please. The one area that we're focusing in on, and Lauren will disagree with me because she's a social media expert with us, but we really encourage all businesses to make sure that they have an SEI optimized presence. Now, it can be done to your website, but also outside of your website, making sure that you have a good Google business profile, and that it's got the time, the hours that you're open, that it has your address, that it has the name of your business spelled correctly. In this page, you can see two businesses that we worked with really hard, making sure that they have a good SEO presence. The one on top is a Peruvian restaurant called Cusco Grill. They're in West LA, Santa Monica Boulevard, near the 405. And great restaurant, Peruvian food. We updated their website. We generated QR code readers. When you go to a restaurant, you can point your cell phone at their QR code and give them a review on Google. By doing all that work, made when somebody typed in Peruvian food near me, Cusco Bistro was one of the first responses to show up, one of the first restaurants to show up, which is great. And the two screenshots below are the wine studio, wine station, which is a wine bar right near Crypto Arena. And, it's downtown. There's a lot of foot traffic downtown. Restaurant near me, wine bar near me. wine station begins to show up higher and higher on the search term. So whether you work with LA Optimized or whether you're working with legacy program, we really encourage all the small businesses just to make sure that you have your SEO game on point. We joke that sometimes we do things for humans to see. Lauren's work with social media, the websites that we generate, but there's also a lot of things that we do so that the search engines will find us. SEO is one of those examples. It's kind of an unspoken hero for the clients that we work with, because we want you to make sure that you have a great website. We will work with you to generate it, but by the same token, we need to make sure that your SEO game is on point, that you have your Google profile, that you have your profile on Bing. Believe it or not, people still use Bing. Making sure that you have a Google map on your website if you're a brick and mortar. So there's a lot of things, that the small little details that really help drive visibility, and for our local businesses to show up quickly when somebody is doing a search. Go on to the next slide, please. Those are the one-on-one services that we provide. We talked about websites. We talked about a little bit about social. Lauren will go into that. We talked about logos, for example. What we have also generated are reference materials and assets that are available to every business out there, not just businesses based in LA. We have a lot of marketing and digital marketing related information. Let's see if we can play this video. We have a program called the Accelerator Academy. This will tell you a little bit about it, and I'll go into more detail after we watch the video.
Welcome to the LA Optimized 2.0 Accelerator Academy, a transformative program designed to propel your business to new heights. Whether you've been operating for years or just started your entrepreneurial journey, running a brick and mortar store or an online business, this program is tailored to meet your needs and help you achieve your growth goals. The LA Optimized 2.0 program provides no-cost marketing resources and support to qualifying local small businesses, and is managed by the City of Los Angeles Economic Workforce Development Department. At the LA Optimized 2.0 Accelerator Academy, you'll find a series of videos covering some of the most relevant topics to help market and grow your business. You'll gain valuable insights into the importance of having a brand identity, creating a marketing plan, improving your social media strategies, how to craft a compelling story for your business, and many other topics.
Welcome to our course on developing your brand identity.
Welcome to Marketing Plan 101, Create Your Roadmap to Success.
I'm going to go over how search engines work.
These videos are designed for busy owners like you that wish to learn more about marketing their business. Our goal is to equip you with the tools and knowledge needed to boost awareness, and most importantly, help increase your sales. Whether you're just starting out or looking to refine your existing business strategies, the LA Optimized 2.0 Accelerator Academy offers practical, actionable guidance and ideas to help you succeed. Join us and take your business to the next level.
Yeah, thank you for that. What you'll see here in the next slide is there's a link, the URL, lacityoptimized.org/accelerator. And as you saw in the video, basically this is available and accessible to every business out there. And we have very specific short chapters. So there may be a 5-6 minute video on building your brand, or introduction to digital marketing, or how to utilize SEO and do search engine optimization. We wanted to make sure we had bite-sized videos. You can download a worksheet for a lot of these, so you can take notes. You can follow along. You can do this from your cell phone. You don't need to sit in front of a computer. You can listen to them as you drive if you wish. But these are videos that basically take a lot of the work that we do on a one-on-one basis with each small business and put them on a video that is accessible and can be viewed by anybody. So we encourage you to visit the Accelerator Academy and take advantage of all these videos. I think there's like 20 or 30 videos in there or more. And you can really go into really get into the weeds of how to really leverage digital marketing for your business. And the other resource that we have, and this adds on a monthly basis, we have a series of webinars already in place. We have I think we have about a dozen videos available on demand, different from the Accelerator Academy that are 5-6 minute videos. These are full webinars. So we'll bring in a subject matter expert for about an hour. And we'll talk about different topics that are of interest to small businesses. So, for example, if you want to do or have the opportunity to pursue business with the city of LA, that requires that you register in the RAMP procurement system. So we have a video about how to register your business on RAMP to become aware of procurement opportunities for your business, maximizing your Google business profile, personal branding for yourself and your business, opening up a Shopify store or e-commerce. That's something that's of interest with a lot of the folks that we work with. So how to start that e-commerce, how to advertise on the Meta platforms, Facebook and Instagram, accessibility for websites and website design, growing your business on a budget. That's something that everybody out there wants to do. So visit us. It's the web laoptimize.org/webinars, and you will find there an archive of all of these videos. We have sessions roughly on a monthly basis. We have different speakers, subject matter experts, always talking about marketing, always talking about digital resources available for businesses. And we encourage you, again, if these are any topics that are of interest to you, please visit our website, our webinar library. And now I'd like to turn it over to Lauren. As Rosalind mentioned, Lauren works with us, and she's our social media maven and social media coach for a lot of the small businesses we work with. She works on a one-on-one basis, so we parallel path as the team is generating the website for that small business. Lauren is working with that business owner generating their social media post. So by the time the website is up and running, she has been working with the business owner to generate their social visibility. And by the time her work is done, the website will be done, and then we can launch all of the elements for that business that work hand in hand, whether it's the website, whether it's SEO and social media. So Lauren, I'll turn it over to you to talk about socials.
Great. Thank you so much, Carlos. And thank you so much for leading the presentation so far. Hi, I'm Lauren. I work with Sherpa Marketing, specifically in social media coaching and sort of creative content development. So what does that mean for your business and in terms of what Sherpa can do to help you? As Carlos was saying, we work across all sorts of spaces in digital marketing. We help with the website, we help with branding, and we also help with some photography and things. Social media is a really interesting platform because it can kind of, the best thing that I like to say with social media and approaching a business is how do we make it work for you as a business owner? How do we make sure that it's not another task on a really, really long list of things that you're doing as you run and are trying to maintain your business? Um, so I like to think of social media instead of being this place that's asking you to constantly regenerate and get new ideas. Instead, it's a place where we're just getting essentially the camera or eyes on things that you are already an expert in and things that you are already doing super well. So, in terms of what that means for, in terms of Sherpa and our coaching, we're highlighting, we're working in tandem with, the person who runs our SEO. What can we do in terms of collaborating internally at Sherpa, seeing what are we highlighting at SEO? I'll talk with the leader of that part of our team, they're trying to figure out locations that they really like. They're trying to figure out and different client bases that are really tactical in areas. Let's try to focus on that. So I'll think about that creatively in terms of social media and say, how do we figure out how to reach the right audiences in terms of your social media? Um, Examples of that, I think Carlos mentioned one of our clients, Sud City, which is a laundromat that's really their real customer base is based in their local community centers. So collaborating with them, coming up with, they had an idea, they'd been about a community event that they wanted to do. We helped to encourage and facilitate that. We brought in a photographer to capture some content from that. And we created content. So through video and photography and bringing a photographer to that event that they had, we were able to make content for their website, but that also works in their social media. We were able to generate reels for them that were specific to the event, and then also thinking about evergreen. So how can they use this reel, 2 months from now, and it still feels relevant? How can we capture some content here and coach them alongside what we're doing to create content that they can use over and over again? Um, so, we really, I really like to approach each business where they're at, similar to, I love that the logos that we share, really showing the diversity of it can be illustrative, it can be from the back of a napkin, as Carlos said, or something completely new and really sleek. We really want to meet you where you're at. And the way that we approach social media and social media coaching is really in tandem with the rest of how we like to approach each business. Um, so, as far as sort of like conceptually, that's a lot of what we're doing. But tactically, some things that we like to deliver again are, photo assets, video assets that you can use in your social media. We do hands-on coaching too, as well, across different platforms. We decide tactically, where do you really want to be on socials? Do you want to be in the meta world and focus on Instagram and Facebook? Do you want to be focused on LinkedIn and really tactically try to find and access other businesses? Have a really great, essentially living resume of the great work you've done? Or are you trying to expand maybe a more youthful audience, a more playful tone, reaching that TikTok space? And then in conversation with social media as a whole, are there places you'd eventually want to expand into but aren't tactical right now for where you're at as a business? What can we do to set you up for success to build towards that? How can we help teach you how to do video editing? How can we teach you how to be thinking about branding across multiple platforms so it can be really recognizable that this is the same business that's on this platform as it is on the other one? Um, there's a whole suite of things that we can offer in terms of social media. So that way, this big sort of sometimes ambiguous or this space that sometimes feels hard to jump into can feel like it's your own again, like it's really tailored to what you want to do, and you're able to really create the type of audience and branding and recognizable community space for now and then for years to come as well. So, um, yeah, I think if we can go to the next slide as well. Thank you so much. So here are some examples of different businesses we've worked with. So we've worked with Linchita's Restaurant. That's an incredible legacy business, and they've run a restaurant. We were able to, they're really hands-on or and present in their business, and so sometimes the social media space can feel a bit overwhelming. So after meeting with them and doing an evaluation, I was able to take over their social medias for a bit, create about a dozen or so assets and a content calendar that I ran and delivered for them. And those assets we were also able to create via Sherpa by collaborating with a photographer, sending them on and creating 10 reels for them, as well as capturing about 100, 150 photographs that were able to be used across the entire digital marketing suite, but also specifically targeted for socials. So that's more of the really, if we're really doing sort of the full suite of how to do coaching with someone who's, they really want to focus on other things. And then another example with Sud City. These guys are incredibly, like, they have great camera presence. They have a social media manager, but they're sort of still working on a direction. So we were able to tailor the coaching differently. Mainly, we were focused on getting them to be comfortable on camera because it was something that they wanted. And then also, I'm working with their social media coach to establish pillars. So, social media pillars are sort of ways to approach your socials where they're sort of buckets to categorize your content into. So that way you're not reinventing the wheel every time you try to post a photograph or post a new video. They can be thinking of it like this is a video I'm making on Fridays that's about community. This is a video I'm making on Thursdays that's about, laundromat cleaning tips. And by creating those pillars, you don't get that fatigue of social media, which is really what I want to avoid with social media and small businesses. We really want people to feel invigorated and creative, and like this is a resource that gives rather than just sort of takes. So a different style of coaching, we were able to get them to be more so on camera. We were able to get them to feel comfortable, work alongside them about how they want to think following out in the future, and also working with their social media manager that they have in place in tandem together to create these buckets of content for them to be thinking about and using 6 months, a year down the line as well, once we've worked with you. Running Wild Publishing as well, another client who at first she felt really confident about her social media, and she was or but hesitant in some ways. And I said, "What does that mean? How is that feeling for you?" So I sat down with her and she said, actually, I like social media. I have all these ideas for it, but it's just me doing all of this. I don't know how I can manage it. And we decided we're going to do a photo shoot and video shoot for her. We had really tactically these ideas she'd always wanted to do, but just didn't have the arms or the time to do so. And we were able to generate 5 new videos for her on top of about 50 or so to 100 photographs that she could use and create a content calendar. And now she has 2 months of her from after we're done working with her of content to be able to post. And then because we discussed holistically her approach to social media, we were also able to, she'll be able to continue generating ideas even after the fact, because it's all related to not just one instance of making a post, but how do we make this evergreen? How do we make the coaching I'm doing with you today helpful 2 years from now when you're trying to come up with ideas? Um, Similar again with Ultrafix. He has a great presence. He is an incredibly talented guy on camera and fix-it guy. And he's sort of so like present with his client base that he forgets to put the camera there and capture some of those special moments of him fixing someone's watch that meant a lot to them, him being able to replace a phone screen that a teen had smashed going skateboarding. He's surrounded by stories that he's wanted to capture but hasn't been able to. And so by being on site with him, being able to capture those things and work with him, we were able to say, hey, here are these moments and here's how you make them really quick and easy to turn into content. So, you just like we recommended getting him a little tripod where he can just film himself fixing videos. And just doing those and putting those up really easily because it's just a part of capturing his day and his already expertise. And so he started doing that. He started capturing the work he's already doing on camera and just posting it. And that led to more visibility in his business and also to more enjoyment too in that space and a more holistic understanding of what it is that he wants to shape his business around. Um, so we can go ahead to the next slide as well. Um,
And
yeah,
Lauren, I think I wanted to just reinforce, and I think you mentioned Ultrafix. They're up in Northridge near Cal State Northridge, and I think
yeah,
before we started working with him, his whatever videos he had posted had couple dozen views.
yeah,
And
yeah.
what's his social media traffic now?
So when we were starting working with him, he had about 12 views on his videos. He had posted about a dozen or so and was really discouraged. Now, since working with him and making slight tweaks and slight changes, he gets his most recent video had about 2,500, so 2,500 views. So by making these small tweaks, he's able to completely understand and just capture what he's doing. And you can see that real organic growth. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great narrative, a great story. The main thing that we do, it's and I think it applies to all of us out here. Um, a lot of folks don't want to post because they think they're on social media all day and they believe it has to be perfect. It has to be
Yeah.
amazing. It has to be no blemishes. And I think Lauren will agree with this. Our goal is be online, be real about your message. It's something that we all should really take to heart. Um, but something like for him, Ali at Ultra Fix It Cellular, once he felt comfortable, or the folks at Sut City Laundromat, once they felt comfortable and themselves, they were really able to have really compelling messaging.
Yeah, I completely agree to reiterate that point. It's a real system of not being perfectionistic, but instead learning the practice and feeling like it's open and works for your business and your schedule. Yeah. And I think Carlos answered it, but someone asked if it's only open to brick and mortar businesses. As Carlos said, it's open to online businesses as well. Um,
We look forward to working with brick and mortars online. As you know, there's a lot of combinations. They have a brick and mortar presence, but they also do e-commerce on the side. So we will work with any kind of a hybrid business. So that's totally fine.
yeah.
I put up a QR code here for it will take you back to the webpage for the program. I think somebody put in the literally the link to the application link. So we look forward to interested parties. Please sign up. The city does go through an application review process, and they're the folks making the final determination, approving businesses for the program. But we do encourage businesses, if you're a legacy, if you're based in a Jedi zone, if you're out on certain stretches of Crenshaw, Lancashire, down in the Goodyear district towards South LA, we're really, really focusing on Jedi businesses as well. So by all means, please, the more the merrier. We hope you can join us. I see a question here. If I have a consulting business footprint, both LA City and LA County, um, if you're basically what the city will look for, you may operate obviously in the city of LA. There's 88 cities, right, in Southern California. So you may sell your product across the board, no restrictions on that. But in terms of where the city is registered, where your BTRC is, your business tax number, they do want that to be based in the city of LA. There are some similar county programs, but in as far as LA Optimized, it's operated by EWDD for businesses based in the city of LA. You can sell everywhere else, but this particular program is for businesses that operate out of the city of LA.
I have a question for the speakers. How about would be interested to know, like, what is a simple thing that business owners maybe can do today or this week with regards to digital marketing that you think would make a positive impact? Something easy, something maybe that we can invite our business owners to do, like today or within this week.
I think
I
now that
have
we're
yeah.
Or
Go
You
ahead,
go
maybe
ahead.
Lauren. Go
both of
ahead.
you.
Go ahead.
We both were so eager. You go ahead,
Yes.
Carlos.
Well, no, what I was mentioning is, especially as we're going into the holiday season, I'll let Lauren take the social media aspect of it. For the brick and mortars, but also for online businesses, because there's two different kinds of Google search presence, one for a location that has an address versus ones that are more online, and that's more of a merchant presence. From the very geeky side, I would suggest for them to take a minute, look at their Google My Business profile and just tweak it. if you have any holiday specials, if your open hours may have changed, if your website may have changed. Just make any updates, make sure that it's got the correct information. A lot of people will look there for opening hours, and if it said that you were open until 6 p.m., but now you're closing at 5, you may have somebody that's going to be really disappointed because they looked up your profile online. So we always think that we need to have our website, which we do, admittedly, but make sure that you have a Google business profile and that you keep an eye on it and update it frequently. Lauren, I'll let you take it.
Yeah, I think mine I think is actually maybe LinkedIn specific, but making sure that you have a LinkedIn business page, and if you do have one, making sure that they're connected. Um, Also, another thing that super helps is making sure that you have a connection to your page on LinkedIn. And then if you already do, just making sure that you have as much information filled out in your LinkedIn as possible. Similar to what Carlos is saying about Google My Business profile in LinkedIn, if you really want to grow in that space, LinkedIn rewards filling out every little bit of information that you can in the profile, even if it's not perfect. It just sort of registers that it's filled out. And from there, it's able to put your business in front of more places. So having, even if it's not finalized, a logo in the profile picture, even if it's not finalized, your mission statement. These are things you can update like any time that you have any time. So just having something in there makes it feel more certified to LinkedIn's algorithm and will re-put out information that you need. So yeah, just not being afraid, I think, as Carlos said. It doesn't have to be perfect is a lot of my philosophy, and just starting. You know, perfect is the enemy of the good and even the enemy of the great. So making sure you just get started is how you learn and to do anything. So
With that, that is such a great way to end. I just want to thank everyone for joining today, and also to Carlos and Lauren. Thank you so much for sharing the work you do to support businesses. We invite those on the call to check out LA Optimize 2.0 program to connect further with Carlos and Lauren and the other resources that the city offers. Thanks so much, everyone, and have a happy holidays.
Thank you. Thank you, Rosalind. Thank you, Nisa. Take care.